published 1352 est, the 1st of December 2017, updated 1352 est, the 1st of December 2017. Eben etzebeth has been installed as South Africa's totem pole. In this uncertain era of Springbok rugby, it is just as well they have a giant to follow. It is an understatement to say that the captain is a monstrous man. At 6 feet 8 inches and 19 stone 5 pounds, with massive 19 inches biceps, he towers above most, but now must carry the weight of a nation on his enormous shoulders. After Warren Whiteley injured his groin in June, 26-year-old etzebeth was handed the metaphorical armband. Since then, it has been quite a turbulent year. Nowadays with the Springboks, that seems the norm. Inspirational Springboks captain Eben etzebeth gives rousing talk to his men at Friday training. The giant lock Eben etzebeth is the Springboks totem pole, literally and metaphorically. The tough Springbok says hes not the biggest talker, but her certainly leads from the front. No sooner had they won 5 on the spin, 30 against France at home and then 2 against Argentina, the South African juggernaut rolling once more, than the wheels fell off. After a draw to Australia came the record pummeling. All Blacks 57, Springboks 0. On etzebeth's watch forever, that All Black result hurts personally, South Africa's captain told Sportsmail. You have time to get over it, but you never really do. You will still remember it one day when you're 50 years old, that game in Albany, having achieved, if that is the right word, their worst season in history in 2016, losing a record 8 matches. Commentators started to read the Springboks the last rites. So that embarrassing defeat in the Rugby Championship felt like the final nail in the coffin. Like a surrender. The tough Boks captain weighs in at a hefty 19 stone 5 pounds and stands tall at a height of 6 feet 8 inches, but this South African side, for all their failings, are more resilient than last year. It is how you bounce back, added etzebeth. We had 2 weeks off after that loss and then bounced back against Australia. We had a kick to win the game in Bloemfontein. Unfortunately it didn't go through the sticks and we drew, but I was proud of the guys and how they fought back. It took another chastening defeat to spring into action this autumn too. Ireland 36, Springboks 3. Another record loss. If you look at the game against Ireland, it was a very bad result for us, admitted etzebeth. The guys bounced back the next week against France in Paris. That is not always an easy task. We have showed some character this year. It has obviously been much better than last year. Then we only on 4 games. If we win this weekend, we would have won double that. So with all this, how does captaincy sit with the giant lock? After all, he is not only the leader, but most experienced player, with 66 caps, almost a quarter of the team's total on Saturday in Cardiff. He says, I don't give the Al Pacino speeches before the game, I just try to lead by example. As an enforcer on the field, you would imagine the second row screams the walls down before a match. Apparently not. I don't give the Al Pacino speeches before the game, I just try to lead by example and try my best, he told Sportsmail. I am not the biggest talker, I want the guys to give their all for the Springbok. It's not just a switch you flick on and off. From the Thursday and Friday you start getting a little bit more edgy, then on game day it is easy for me to get into the zone. When you are playing for the Boks, it is very exciting. Legends of the game like John Smith have captained the Springboks. It is something special and something I enjoy, with selection quotas based on a player's skin color that have to be adhered to, and so much talent overseas, more than 300 South Africans in Europe at the last count. It seems the Springboks fight with one arm behind their back. He stayed loyal to rugby in South Africa but acknowledges some players go to Europe for cash. Etzebeth could have fled with those hordes, indeed Saracens circled last season, but he has chosen to stay and graft for the emblem on his chest. It is always difficult when you lose players, he said. Some want to go for experience, some for the pound and the euro. You have to adapt. The Springbok goes on. The Springbok will live forever. New household names will come, like Lou de Jager, or Jesse Creel, Peter Steth du Toit. All those guys have 30-odd caps now, and in time we'll get to 50, 80 and maybe even 100. I enjoy being in South Africa. It is quite cold here in Europe. Guys go overseas for their own reasons. We make the best out of it. There were offers after the 2015 World Cup. I didn't think it was the right time to go. I thought I could still contribute to the Stormers in South Africa, so I decided to stay. I am signed until 2019. You never know what is next. I love Cape Town. I have been a Stormers supporter since I watched rugby. I'm a family man, so it is nice to be close to them. We will have to see in 2019. For now the captain has a warning for Wales ahead of the test in Cardiff. We are more experienced. There are a few guys who played last year and it did not go well, so they will be hurting. He said, "We will definitely be prepared."